It is almost the weekend. That means Sha Tin is coming up on Sunday with a 10-race program. Welcome to Racing to Win. It's a big show coming up, a very special guest, a very informed special guest. He is going to join us on the show pretty shortly, but first we need to introduce the panel. Paul Lally and Tom Wooden. Tom, what are some of the highlights?
Well, the main event, Mark, comes up as race number 9 on the program. It's Class 2 over the 1200 metres. Took Dancing Code 17 attempts to win in this grade, but he got it done last time out at the 18th attempt, in fact, and he was too good for the bound. He goes up £6 for the race as well, but gorgeous win in there as well, who chased home Ka Ying Rising last start.
He comes down in grade, and Dancing Code has trialled well up at Chung Fa. What about some jackpot hunter money, Paul?
Yeah, plenty of money there going into the triple trio. 6 million going into the pool to start with, so you should get over the 12 million mark. Looking through the card, looks quite an open. We say this sometimes at Happy Valley, but here at Sha Tin, looks wide open. I thought, a lot of horses getting chances, and always early in the season, it's a little bit hard to work out fitness. So keep an eye on those body weights that you can see on the webpage.
Shouldn't be too many short price favourites.
I wouldn't have thought so. No.
All right, we'll dissect one of the races on the show because it's a busy first half, and this is what that meeting card that Paul mentioned looks like on Sunday. We've got both courses in use once again, all with the races 4 and 8. We'll have a look at race number 9 coming up after the break. It's a Class 2 over the 1200 metres, and the turf rail position is the C course. But time right now to welcome our very special guest to the show. My Flying Angel is coming after him at the rate of knots and got him. Same to You as the one, and Newnham goes race to race. Same to You blew them off the track. He's lifting Master for All, and he's getting away again, and it's a triple for Badel. And time to welcome in our very special guest here on Racing to Win. It is the man himself, fresh off that triple on the weekend, Alexis Badel. Welcome to the show, and it looks like we've got you on the golf course. Whereabouts you playing this afternoon?
Yes, correct. I'm having a bit of a fun time, so I enjoy a little bit while I can.
How have you been hitting them through? What hole are you up to?
Should be the end of the front 9. We're playing in Fanling, so it's the home course. Pretty easy.
Beautiful. Perfect way to spend an afternoon before a race day and a weekend. You must be very happy with the way that your season has started here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's fine. I had a great trip in Japan, so my weight is good, my body weight is good, and I feel good, I feel fit, and I'm not suffering from the heat. So that was good, and I've been given good rides, and everything went smooth, and hopefully we can build up and carry on.
The decision to go to Japan in the off-season, Alexi, what made you think, rather than take a long holiday, I'll go and ride in Japan?
I had the right for an application, and I thought it would be wasted if I didn't try, since the qualification required are special in Japan. I thought it was the right time to try because I was allowed to. So I know how difficult can be a season in Hong Kong, but it was very important for me to try, even though we're all tired. It was very, very interesting and very nice to do.
You had great success there. You came back with great stats as far as winners and placings go. Did that fill you with even more confidence leading into the season here locally?
Yeah, obviously it's very, very important for the confidence, especially after riding many winners. It was more than I expected. So, it feels good, obviously, yes.
All right, we're going to look at your rides now for Sunday. I've got Tom and Paul here to talk you through a few rides.
Yeah, Mr. Aladdin, you're jumping back on, Alexi, Mr. Aladdin. You did ride him over 1650 at Happy Valley. The 1800 metres at Sha Tin, he seems to have found some form there.
Yeah, he's in very good form. I think he's a very nice horse to be riding at the moment. I rode him in the past last season, and I think he's ready to perform. And I'll be disappointed if he's not very competitive.
He's obviously naught from 21, but this horse here, he made some good ground down the outside. Do you think he's got a win in him, Alexi, Mr. Aladdin, on what he's showing? Do you think he can get his nose over the line?
I think he does. I think he deserves it, and I think he's in form, which is very important early on the season, and he's got a good gait. I mean, he should be there.
You're riding for Frankie Law in race number 6 on the programme, which is the main event of the afternoon. And this horse here, the Red Hare, he actually didn't run some bad races last season. You were aboard his last 2 efforts, including the recent trial. How do you see his form coming into the weekend?
I still have a good opinion on him. I think he's going a bit better than his recent form indicate. He's a horse that needs to mature in Hong Kong. He's a bit nervous, unsettled. I mean, last year he was. I think with a little bit of improvement, he should be a bit better than it looks.
And another one he rides, Brilliant Express. He's now at the bottom of Class 2. You did win on him in Class 3. Do you think he's capable of the step up into Class 2?
I think so. Whether it's on Sunday or later during the season, I'm not sure. Obviously, we can't guarantee the fitness of the horses for the first time. But I do believe he's got the quality to, in the future, perform in Class 2.
Alexis, it must be coming up to your shot. We just saw Lyle Hewitson in the background. Has he landed one in the bunker once again?
Probably.
We better let you get back to... We'll let you get back.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alexis.
You're welcome. Take care.
Big thanks again to Alexis. We'll leave him to play the back 9 up there at the course. But it's been a big week as far as news and information goes in Hong Kong. And here is our resident newshound, Nick Child, with all of the latest.
Well, jockey news earlier on this week here in Hong Kong. The jockey ranks due to be bolstered by 4 new riders towards the end of the calendar year into the new year. And they are, of course, James McDonald, the first of them, a very well-known name here in Hong Kong. Needs little to no introduction, of course, with his association with Romantic Warrior and Voyage Bubble et al. He'll be joining us in the early part of November. He'll be joined by another relatively familiar face, Maxime Guillon, who, well, a number of years ago rode a Derby winner, of course, an Ambitious Dragon. Most recent winner here in Hong Kong at the top level came on Junko in the Hong Kong Vase a couple of seasons ago. He'll be back here in Hong Kong for a stint starting at the end of November into next March. And he'll also be joined by Holly Doyle, of course, a very familiar face here in Hong Kong. She's come from numerous IJCs down through the years as well, and did fill the void not so long ago when there was a slight shortage of riders, riding a handful of winners when here in Hong Kong. She will be arriving in early November, taking her stint up to the 23rd of December. But great to have Holly here, having spent the recent winters in Japan. She'll be plying her trade now in Hong Kong. But perhaps the most interesting name on that quartet is Dylan Brown McMonagle, a 22-year-old from Ireland. He's got aspirations to be Irish champion. He currently leads the way over there in Ireland, and his most recent Group 1 winner came in the Irish St Leger on Al Riffa. He has ridden 5 Group 1 winners all told, and he rides mainly for the Joseph O'Brien stable, so certainly in a very good yard there. But looking forward to all 4 riders arriving in Hong Kong. Dylan comes here on New Year's Day, January 1, takes his stint up to the end of March. So 4 new riders due to come to Hong Kong, which certainly will create much interest, I am sure, for racing fans and connections alike. Those 4 will be hoping to ride for a certain David Hayes. Now, he was up early this morning, Friday morning. Ka Ying Rising was galloping in the early hours before he heads off to Australia for the Everest. And here's what David had to say.
He on the course proper on the rail. Zach will be pleased that he did change legs, and it was a good piece of work. He looked like he'd probably finished off in about 11.5, doing it very easy. And when he came back, he didn't blow a candle out. And I'm pleased to report we weighed him, and he's thriving. He's at 11.64 this morning, and he raced at 11.50, so that's a good sign. So he's got a bit of wiggle room to go to Australia. They normally drop about 10 pounds when they travel, so he'll be right on his winning weight when he gets there.
So Ka Ying Rising due to leave Hong Kong on Sunday evening. He'll have a trial down in Sydney, and the Everest, of course, on the 18th of October. You can watch that with us here on the Whirlpool and the Hong Kong Jockey Club. So plenty to look forward to in the upcoming months, one with the jockeys and also with the great Ka Ying Rising taking on the best sprinters Australia has to offer.
And they are certainly, Paul, going to know he's there. That piece of track work looked very, very good.
Oh, he's spot on, isn't he? Yeah, it's going to take a world of beating down there. I think the only thing that really can beat him is how he travels down there. But David Hayes is pretty confident at this stage. I mean, he's got the gate speed to get overcome a wide draw. He's won on a wet track here in Hong Kong and also on a wet track in Australia. We've won a trial at Maui by about 4 lengths on it. So the weather's not a problem. He's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of people, of course, tuned in over the weekend to see what happens in Sydney this weekend, because obviously Private Harry is lining up amongst others, so some of his main rivals lining up in Sydney this weekend.
There you go. That's all of the information as far as racing in Hong Kong goes. We'll look at Sha Tin in a little more focus right after the break here on Racing to Win. We are back on Racing to Win. It's out of the break and it's straight into the last run reminder, Paul, and it's a stablemate of a horse that we saw just before the break in Ka Ying Rising.
Yeah, if he can do as well as Ka Ying Rising, this is a different kettle of fish as Starbros, but look, a really good run from him at the back end of last season. He missed the start, as we can see it here, very slow away. And so that was sort of his race run, really, because he was so well back. But look, they went quite quick, just sort of quick, faster than standard for that first 800 metres, and it gave him a chance to get back into the race. As such, you can see him really finishing off this race strongly. Now, he's had the season break. He's only had the 5 runs, so hopefully he's come back bigger and stronger here for his seasonal debut on Sunday. Got to the outside and look, he finished off really strongly. So what would have happened if he'd managed to jump? That's the question we've got to ask ourselves. He wasn't too far away at the end, but he's definitely one that's got a good chance on the weekend.
Cheek pieces coming off, and he's had the 2 trials for Zach Purton and David Hayes, the combination Starbros. Paul's last run reminder for this episode. On to race number 9 now in the lineup for this field. It's a Class 2 over the 1,200 metres with young champion, a second up winner coming back in distance. Gorgeous win coming down in grade. Dancing Code, as Tom mentioned at the top of the show. Last start winner goes up £5 for it. Call Me Glorious is a 4-time course and distance winner. The stablemates Tomodachi Kokoro and Harmony and Blessed. Sing Dragons on the turf. Midwinter Wind has the cheek pieces and the tongue tie coming off. He was a first-up winner sensationally here in Hong Kong, and Brilliant Express has placed 2 from 3, course and distance. What does your speed map look like here, Paul?
Well, Call Me Glorious led in a recent trial and does like to go forward in his races. So from barrier number 7, I think he'd be able to cross those horses inside him. Tomodachi Kokoro always puts himself in the race. Baby Crystal likes to go forward. Harmony and Bless, he just can't draw a gate, this horse, recently. Drew 12 last time and he's drawn 11 this time. So, look, he's going to have that pace underneath him. Dancing Code can get a nice run back on the rail. Gorgeous Win can be a little bit closer. And Midwinter Wind, when we saw that good win from him last season, he came from last.
He was a hot man on Wednesday night, our first interview. Caspar Fownes with a heap of winners at Happy Valley. Here's Nick talking Dancing Code with the man himself.
Caspar Fownes, Dancing Code, a runner for you coming up on the weekend. A horse who I'm hoping, or you're hoping, I'm sure, will start this season off as he finished last.
Yes, Nick, he remains in good form. He had a lovely trial in Chung Fa last week down the straight, and he's got a pretty good record at the 1200 in Sha Tin. So yeah, we're looking forward to the race. He's got a nice soft draw. I'm sure he'll be competitive.
Talking of records, his fresh record isn't too bad either, Cass. A win in 2 seconds from 4 goes. So this is the time to catch him, perhaps?
I think so, yeah. He's in good nick. He looks a treat. He's back in Hong Kong now, arrived yesterday. Very happy with him, and I'm sure he'll give us a big run.
He's up to a mark of 90, and I think rightly so, given what he's done. He's obviously pretty smart, but you've got Ellis on board taking the 5 off, so that certainly helps.
Yeah, Ellis has got a good record on him, won a few races, and they get on well together. So, again, these sort of races, they're always competitive in Hong Kong, but he's a good, honest horse, so I'm sure he'll be there with them.
Yeah, it certainly is a good competitive race. Of course, talking of you and Ellis, Wednesday night was sort of the nights you dream of around Happy Valley, though obviously that's happened for you before, given your record around there, but 4 winners, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, magic, anytime you can do 3 or 4 winners in Hong Kong, it's always something that to be proud of, because it's so competitive here. And on that night, it was good for the kid. He rode both horses well in the first 2 races. They won nicely. And my last 2 winners were good as well. So it was good to see the last horse win and get the bonus. So all in all, it's been a good season so far.
Certainly has. Already very fresh into it as well. Just on your team and your stable, obviously the fact you have hit the ground running, I'm sure you're hoping it will continue throughout the course of the season. But nice team assembled, of course. Horses are racing well and everything's going nicely.
At this stage, yeah, we're very happy. We've got some nice new horses in the system that you're always hopeful that they can come out and win a few races for you. And if that's the case, then you set yourself up for a chance to be a title contender. It's very, very open this year. You've got probably 15, 16 stables with the maximum strength. So it's everyone's up to have a winning chance at the title. So, I know how to get it done. I know how to fight. If I'm in the run at the last part, I'll be there. But at this stage, we don't even worry about that. We just worry about keeping the horses healthy and getting as many winners as we can.
That is Caspar Fownes. Tom, we're going to stick with Caspar's runners right now and talk more about Dancing Code and that win on the 5th of July. Harmony and Blessed. As we saw on Paul's speed map, though, he has a wide draw and might have to do it tough with the pace in the race.
Yeah, it's not looking ideal for him. He has, however, because we are expecting some rain in Hong Kong this weekend, he has won on a good to yielding track. In fact, he goes quite well on a good to yielding track compared to some of the others in this field. So if that was to eventuate, that could maybe even it up for him with that wide draw. But Dancing Code, really like the way he finished off and stretched out here late in the piece, and actually didn't mind the run there as well of Call Me Glorious. He did weaken there, but he's a horse that does go well fresh, and another one that's won on a rain-affected track, Paul.
Yeah, exactly. I quite like him because he's going to be in front, I think, out of trouble as well.
He's won a couple of trials too, has Call Me Glorious. Got out to a big lead in the last one. Back to the Caspar information now, Paul, and the trainer to follow. 6 wins from 24, 25% win strike rate. Are there more winners to come this weekend?
Yeah, it could well be. I mean, Dancing Code's obviously one of those good chances. Elegant Life looked pretty good. I think he's a chance. The Air's the last start winner as well. Took a while to get that win, but he's there now. And sometimes we see those horses go on with it when they can do that. So, yeah, he's got a couple of chances there for sure.
Charming Steed, definitely not a forlorn hope, and Elegant Life obviously from a new stable now with Benno Jung. He's got a reasonably full stable as Caspar. He's got 63 horses. Doesn't have the real top line, or his top rated horse is 94 at the moment to Capital Delight, but Lowrider could get up to those sort of figures the way he won the other night.
And Sky Heart and Sky Trust both in the barn too with plenty of potential. Now, Tom, this is the race won by Ka Ying Rising. We've got Harmony and Blessed 12th and Gorgeous Win. He's coming back down in grade. Good draw this week too. Barrier number 1, but a lot more weight on his back. Yeah,
and that's obviously a little negative. He had no weight on his back here courtesy of Brittany Wong and the conditions of the race where he was out of the handicap. He's still higher than his last win off a rating of 90. Closed well over the final stages here. Of course, Lucky Swain East, he's headed to Japan for the Sprinter Stakes next weekend. I think he's in this, Paul, but I prefer Dancing Code just with the weights.
Yeah, look, I've gone the other way. I've gone with the Gorgeous Win on the barrier draws because he drew 11 there and he got a lot further back than he'd want. Hopefully he can get a cushy run from barrier 1. Look, he is up to this 94 rating, as you see, so he has one off 90, so he's going to have to do a career best to win it.
Baby Crystal up at the Chung Fa Trials now, Paul. He is out with a huge lead. It comes back rapidly in the last little bit, this big break that he has in front. Would you prefer him over 1,000?
Yeah, well, the statistics show he's a lot better over 1,000, and he has drawn barrier number 8 as well, so he's going to have to work to get there. He got an uncontested lead here, as you can say, in this trial, and sort of got tired late. With Call Me Gorgeous in the race, who's drawn just underneath him, he might struggle to get to the rail.
I haven't seen him since the end of January. Had arthroscopic surgery to a left knee to remove some bone fragments. He got out to that big lead there with the horses chopping that margin rapidly down late there. I'm happy just to watch him here. Maybe 1,200 could possibly be more of his go. He's a 7-year-old now, so he's not getting any younger.
He's one you mentioned, Tom Call Me Glorious, with his huge lead turning for home and keeps on to win. Speaking of wins, Midwinter Win set the world on fire when he debuted in Hong Kong. He just hasn't been able to replicate that since.
No, he hasn't looked like doing that, but maybe he's a horse that you can possibly catch fresh this time round. Call Me Glorious does meet Dancing Code £5 better off here, and he did defeat Massive Sovereign in this barrier trial. I'm willing to put Midwinter Win in, Paul, just with that first up record and a handy enough trial there.
Yeah, he went high up in the ratings with that, from 78 up to 86. He's back down to 82 now, so that should help him.
And that is a look at those runners. Paul, back to Chung Fa right now, and Tomodachi Kokoro has won this trial. He's a member of the David Hayes stable who's had 2 trials, as so many of David's horses have. What of him? Is he another one you prefer a winning chance at the Valley?
Yeah, as a winning chance. I'm going to put him in on the minor line, though, from barrier 6. He's going to get a nice, cushy run. He's won off 85. He's down to 84. He ran third at Sha Tin off 88. So he's capable on a place line. I'll put him in.
Yeah, I've left him out. 578 days since he's won. Prefer him at Happy Valley. In this trial, he, of course, beat Wunderbar, the horse that beat Ka Ying Rising, and also were dazzling fit there in that trial. Seemed to move well, but prefer him at Happy Valley. That is Tomodachi Kokoro. And Brilliant Express, Tom, as we head back to Chung Fa now. I'll have to start doing the show live from Chung Fa the way this is going. He ran 4th in his trial. Fitness would be the question mark, and I think we probably heard regarding Alexis in our first segment about his chances. Sometimes, certainly at this time of the season, the John size runners tend to need a couple of runs to come on. He's had no luck with the draws, Paul, and every start he's nearly caught wide. He is. He's drawn 9 here of 11. He's on an 81 rating as well, up in Class 2. His wins have been in Class 3. So we'll see what he can do, but I prefer him to drop back into Class 3. I'll watch and see with Brilliant Express at this stage. That's Sports Legend winning that trial. You'll see him on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. But gorgeous win from the draw, Paul. Yeah, from barrier number 1. I think he's going to be a lot closer in the run. He's got to carry that extra weight, but he can carry weight, this horse. He's on top, Gourmet Glorious from the front. Dancing Code has to go in there. He's at a career high, though. That's just one thing. He's on this career high of 90. And then Tomodachi Kokoro, who has one off a higher rating. 2-5-3-6. 3-2-5 and a 10. I don't think it's too much more of an impost for him this time round. Dancing Code, an extra £5 here. Obviously took him numerous attempts to get the win in the grade, but he led up in that trial, looked good. Gorgeous win. I think Main Danger just has to shoulder the bigger weight here this time round, but from a better barrier draw. Call Me Glorious and Midwinter Win. They rode him a lot closer last time out. Hopefully they're back. They pull him to the outside and he can run on at the end. 3-2-5 and 10. And everything you need is on the website, hkjc.com. Race previews, speed maps, last run reminders, everything you want is there, Paul. But what about your best bet? I'm going to go with Lucky My Way. Look, I made this a horse to follow last week on the show for the season. So he's fresh up here. This just to remind you what he can do. And those pink colours, pink and blue down the outside. He's only had 4 starts. He's won 2 of them. Look, I'm sure they're going to try and have a good crack at the 4-year-old series with him. He's up to a rating of 68. He would have to win a couple of times to get in it, but the way he's going the right way. So race 10, number 3, Lucky My Way. And the value play, a horse stepping up in trip for the first time is by a rocker, going up to 1,600 metres. He ran really well over 14, so the 16 looks good for him. And the play of the day is in race 2, 1, 2 and 6 a QQP for those horses. Best bet at Mojave Desert on the dirt on a 7-day turnaround. This horse here ran over the 1,200 last week, got home well up to the 1,650. You'd think it would be ideal. The red here, the Valley Race 6, number 7, and he's kicking off his season at the weekend, and we'll go to the play with Mojave Desert. Chilkaka, don't think Indeed is a forlorn hope in that race either. Race 8, the play. Found stable to keep on rolling. Elegant Life, good draw, barrier number 2, under a strong hold in his trial. Old Hewitson on board, and the value, a newcomer for Brett Crawford, who has had 3 starters for 3 placings, so they've all raced well. Just Follow Me, the horse, and the play, race 3 a QQP. Awesome Treasure second up, Peridot his trial, and Elegant Life as well. Diary time now, Tom. Happy Valley coming up on Wednesday night, and just take note, Sunday week at Sha Tin. It's an earlier start time because Lucky Sweynesse runs in Japan. Yeah, the Sprinter Stakes for Lucky Sweynesse. Looks like he's been working well over there. And we've got the first group race of the season, Paul, the Celebration Cup, coming up at Group 3 level. Yeah, always a good meeting, that one. It is. That has been Racing to Win. Big thanks to the boys, both Tom and Paul. And to you also. We'll go racing at Sha Tin on Sunday with the first of 10 at 1 o'clock local.